Good morning, boys and girls. This quick video is going to review those cafe strategies that we've been working on all year so far. And so we have a ton of strategies and options on that menu that we have. Remember, we talked about it as like a menu of different options we can pick from when we're reading. But with you being at home, you can't see that chart. So we want to review some of those today with you, and then we'll continue building on those cafe strategies as well. So remember, cafe stands for something. It's not just the word cafe. So the C stands for comprehension. I understand what I read. A stands for accuracy. I can read the words. F stands for fluency. I can read smoothly with expression, with few errors. So I can read like I talk. And E stands for expanding vocabulary. I know, find, and use interesting words. So all of these things are important and come together to make a great reader. And so by knowing a lot of comprehension strategies, a lot of accuracy strategies, a lot of fluency strategies, and a lot of expanding vocabulary strategies, we're going to be able to read more books and have more fun with reading because we'll be able to read them smoothly, with expression, without any errors or with few errors. And we'll know most of the words. And we'll understand what we're reading. So, we're going to review some of the strategies we've talked about so far. Now, this is a short list of the comprehension, accuracy, fluency, and expanding vocabulary strategies that we have. Our bulletin board at school, our menu is a lot bigger, but I couldn't fit them all on the screen for you to be able to read. So we're going to go over some of them that we've gone over so far, and then we'll keep revisiting this, and you'll see more stars as we keep growing in our strategy building. So for comprehension, so far we've talked about checking for understanding. Do I understand what I read? Every page or so, checking and making sure you're understanding who the story is about and what's happening in the story. So checking for understanding is a great way to continue building comprehension. Back up and reread. If you don't understand what you're reading, it's important to back up and reread and see if maybe you understand it the second time around. As you get into chapter books, that happens sometimes. There might be a confusing chapter here or there, or maybe you're tired and so you're not paying as close attention to those pieces in the book. So then backing up and rereading is a great strategy to use. Monitor and fix up. Think about your story as you're reading it. Are you understanding what's happening in the story? Or maybe it's about what is the author trying to tell me in this story? And so in those cases, it's good to use your fix-up strategies like summarizing or going back and adjusting your rate. So using some of those comprehension strategies that you'll find in this menu as a way to help you monitor and fix up. Retelling the story in sequence, the order that it happened, we've worked on already. And we've talked about schema as far as prior knowledge, might be how we've worded it so far. So remember, Mrs. Salber said prior knowledge is also like schema and what you know about. And so today, tomorrow, as you're reading every day from here on out, think about, what do I know about this story or this type of story already? We've also talked about cross-checking. Does it look right, sound right, make sense? Okay, we're trying to think every time we get to a word that maybe is a little bit challenging to us or that we haven't seen before or don't know for sure, we want to think of those things to make sure that the words we're reading make sense. So does it look right, sound right, make sense? We've also talked a lot about good fit books. Good fit books are so important because if we don't have good fit books, reading isn't going to be as fun and it's going to be too challenging for us to practice these skills and strategies that we've been working so hard to learn. In a video after this, it will talk about recognizing sight words and practicing sight words. So sight words are words in stories that we can't sound out, like the word was, W-A-S. If I sound that out, it's going to say was, and that doesn't sound right. So we are going to just have to know that that word is was. That's a sight word. So in the video following, you'll be able to watch a quick video about how sight words is really important, and practicing those sight words are important because as we know some of those words, it's going to free up a lot more of our brain power for using these skills and strategies when we're reading. Because if we have to sound out every word, it's going to be too tough. So good readers practice sight words and recognize sight words. Lastly, in expanding vocabulary, we've talked about tuning into interesting words. Remember when we read Alma, or when we read The Word Collector, or when we read Rock, Paper, Scissors, or The Legend of Rock, Paper, Scissors? All of those had such interesting vocabulary in it. And so those are words that I can be writing in my journal, in the back of my journal, and kind of keeping an eye on and seeing if I see them again, if I can use them in my writing. So using that new vocabulary in my speaking and writing is really important too, because that's going to help my brain remember it. And lastly, voracious reading. We had a video last week about voracious reading and the importance of reading a lot and different types of books. All of that can help us practice these skills and strategies. So these are just a few of the menu options we've covered so far. We'll be back again to visit more on these options. Keep practicing these strategies and skills as you're reading because they are so important to becoming a good reader. You got this. You're an awesome reader already, and these are just going to help you become even better. Have a great day.